Welcome back. Our next guests are Rob and Cadells McCollum. They are Cadells residents who are here to tell us a little bit about rare disease and the fact that it's not as rare as you might think. There is a fantastic fundraiser taking place on Saturday. We'll get that to that in a minute. But Rob and Cadells, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Tell me a little bit about the fact that you have 6 kids, first of all. That's amazing. But they're all great kids, obviously, but it is Cadells that has a rare disease. Tell me a little bit about what that is.
Cadells rare disease is quite a rare one, and it took us almost 4 years to get a diagnosis from the time he was born. And now we have lots of trips to Vancouver on a regular basis, which leave us financially in trouble.
So the struggle, the strain, the stress, it started early because for 4 years you were trying to nail down what was wrong.
Right, and then after that we walked around for 6 years with a cell phone number of the head of the CDC in our pocket, and that was our only form of help.
Wow. What is his rare disease?
It's a periodic fever syndrome. So essentially every couple of weeks he ends up in a lot of pain and with high fever.
And how long does it last?
Anywhere from 3 to 10 days, depending on the cycle that he's going through.
Okay, so this is a big impact on the family, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, you've got 5 other kids, but a lot of your attention has to be focused on making sure he's okay during these times.
Yes.
Is it something that there is hope that will eventually just go away?
I mean, you don't know. It's a very new disease. Cadells was one of the first in Canada diagnosed with it. Unfortunately, the doctor that we ran into at the CDC was from Israel, and it is very prevalent in Israel, different forms of it. So he knew what it was, and that got us on the road right there.
Is it a luck of the draw situation that a child will get a rare disease like this?
1 in 12. That's not really a luck of the draw.
That is not a luck of the draw.
Not necessarily with what he has. His is a little bit more rare than that. But rare diseases are 1 in 12 in Canada.
What are some other examples of rare diseases?
That is a great question, because I don't know a lot about a lot of other rare diseases. You spend so much time focused on your own with research and just with the day-to-day, what goes on, and looking for answers and anything that you can find. You spend a lot of nights up researching, hours and hours and hours.
And the strain financially, of course, you're back and forth to Vancouver because that's where the biggest center is for the kind of help that you need. What kind of testing or things go on?
Just basically, I mean, he's involved in a study right now, and it's lots of just documentation of what's going on. And he had a surgery a couple of months ago, and I mean, they don't know where it's going. They don't know where it's headed, but they're moving forward. It's been tough because Canada is the only country or developed nation without a rare disease strategy, and that's what David Proctor is bringing awareness to with his run.
What other? Okay, so tell me about the countries that have a rare disease strategy. What does that look like? A
rare disease strategy is just basically that there is a process that you can go through to get the answers you need as fast as possible. In Canada, it's on average about 5 years to get a diagnosis, and it's a very, very slow process.
Yeah, and you've sort of been in that timeline.
Yeah.
So you're here today, and your family has approached me to come on the show to talk a little bit about the fact there is a fundraiser this Saturday. The fundraiser is going on for weeks. There is a fellow from Okotoks who began his voyage in Victoria today or yesterday?
This morning at 5 o'clock.
Yes, he is an ultra-marathoner, and he is running across the country to raise awareness about rare disease. He, in fact, has a son, a young son, that also suffers a rare disease. So tell me a little bit about his inspiration. His name's David Proctor. We have some pictures. We could throw those up anytime. Tell me a little bit about why he's doing this. This is quite an undertaking. Essentially,
he's been through the same process that we've been going through. His son has a much rare form of an illness. He's essentially 1 in 5 in the world. So it took them 6 years or 5 years, I believe it's 5 years, to get a diagnosis for him as well. He's realized that there's a huge gap in the system, and he is going to change that.
And people can go on to his website. I know he has a website, I think it's outrunrare.ca.
Yes. Yep.
And he's going to be in Cadells. He's going to be at the Tournament Capital Centre at around 9:30 on Saturday, running through town, and he's going to be speaking with people at that time. Yeah,
around 9:30 he will be coming in, and there'll be a small speech, and then we're going to get just some fun races for the kids, fun races for adults, and just...
Yeah, make some awareness happening. He hopes to raise $1 million, is that right?
Yeah, and from what we know this morning, when they started, he had raised $90,000 already.
That's crazy.
Towards
Good for
the cause.
Him. Good.
So it's
great to hear.
we're excited.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
So an opportunity, whether you know someone with rare disease or not, this is open to everyone. 9:30 TCC on Saturday. I know that Rob and Cadells would love to see as many people come down as possible to support David Proctor's run. We are out of time, but Cadells, thank you for being here. We didn't hit you up with any questions. I didn't know if you wanted to talk. Anything you want to say? No, you're sure? It's fair. I wouldn't want to either. It's one of those things. I was on TV at your age and it freaked me out, so I get it. But Rob, thank you for coming in and sharing your story.
Thank you for having us.
Raising awareness is a great thing because there are so many diseases and disorders out there that get the airtime, that get the exposure. This is one that does not. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, information on the screen, Outrun Rare, Kamloops.com. That is the website you can go to if you would like to learn more. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.